today we're going to start standing up. So go ahead and find your way over to your yoga mat. If you prefer, as we're standing, you could lean up against a wall if you have a wall close by. Otherwise, just finding a comfortable place for your feet to stand any distance apart from each other. And you might take a little bit of swaying or just a little bit of movement here as you start to prepare for a little bit of stillness. So I just like a gentle twist and whatever comes to mind, just some intuitive movement. You might step your feet up and down a couple times, finding your footing. Maybe spreading your toes out and then setting them down on the ground. Maybe bending your knees a couple of times, just getting situated. And then find a hand and arm position that works for you. Sometimes having the palms facing forward just kind of creates like a open and focused type of stance. Other times it can feel nice to have your hands up on your body, maybe on your heart, maybe on your stomach. Maybe you kind of cross your arms or give your opposite arm a little hug or a little rub. And you're welcome to switch your position anytime. Again, if you're feeling a little bit ungrounded, standing here, you could lean back against a wall. Sometimes that can help you feel a little more grounded. So just continue to find your place. Finding whatever hand position comes to mind. Maybe holding on or bringing the palms to face the front of your space. And when you arrive, just taking a moment to feel the bottom of your feet pressing down into the floor. If it feels okay to close your eyes, maybe blinking your eyes closed. And again, feeling the pressure you have between your foot and the ground, your right foot in the ground, your left foot in the ground, both of your feet touching the ground. Maybe wiggling your toes here, just bringing all of your awareness into the feet, setting up a nice solid foundation. And then scan your way up your legs, up through the pelvis, the stomach, the torso, your shoulders and arms, fingers, hands. Scanning up through your neck and your head, your face, your jaw. Just seeing how you're doing today. Noticing if there are any body parts kind of speaking to you, so to speak. Do you feel the need to move or soothe your body in any way? Maybe finding a different hand or arm position or just holding steady where you're at. Letting your awareness settle in to an interesting sensation in your body or mind. Maybe even bringing a hand to the interesting sensation if it's a physical one. And if it feels comfortable, bringing one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And the hand that's on the belly, let's start to breathe down into that hand for some diaphragmatic breath. So feeling the belly soften, loosen, and expand with your inhales. And exhale, releasing. Keep going like that, inhaling and exhaling, Paying special attention to the end of your exhale, just using a little bit of extra effort to squeeze out those last bits of air, making even more room for your next breath in. And that nice full breath out with a little extra exhale effort at the end. Finding that proper oral posture if you aren't already in the habit of doing so, sealing your lips and resting or pressing gently the tongue up to the roof of your mouth. And then widening or imagining a sense of widening through the nostrils, the nasal passageways. So that there's the least amount of resistance with your breaths. We'll experiment with a little style of breath here. We'll inhale like normal. And with your exhale, at the bottom of your exhale, just hold your breath for a comfortable amount of time. For some people, that can be 1 second. For other people, maybe 5 seconds. And then just inhale and exhale like normal with a pause, a hold of the breath after the exhale. Just noticing any effects that this has on your body or mind. Try to keep a softness about it. You don't have to challenge yourself, just holding that breath out for a comfortable amount of time before inhaling again. Just pausing in that void. And then starting to resume a normal pace of breath. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe start a little bit of intuitive movement, shifting weight from one foot to the other. Eventually opening your eyes if you'd like, as you let your arms kind of fall down by your sides and just get a little bit of free movement going on here. Maybe a little bit of twisting and turning, or just some swaying, almost like you're kind of dancing a little bit. And then just start to bend your knees a little bit with this movement. Maybe you kind of swing side to side a little bit, or you just go up and down. Just getting a little bit of movement started. All right. Eventually transitioning to our willow tree, letting the arms twist and turn in opposite, or one direction and then the other. Letting your hands and arms gently knock into the body on either side. Just letting those arms be even heavier as you twist. Good. Let your neck be kind of loose here. Good. Okay. And then slowing down so you come back to the center. With an inhale, let's reach both arms up and overhead. Option to look up at your hands. And exhale, bring hands down to the heart center with a little tuck of your chin, noticing the back of your neck. Take a breath in, hands reach high. Exhale, lower arms around and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching around and up, looking up if you want. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Inhale, reach high. This time, grab onto your left wrist with your exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back up to the center, switch your grip, grab onto your right wrist, and exhale, side bend to the left. Let's do it a couple of times with your own breath. Inhale to come up to the center, switch your grip, and exhale, side bending to the right. Inhale, rising, switch your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. One more time on both sides. Inhale to the center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Last one, inhale up, switch your grip, and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, let your arms come down. Just swinging the arms a little bit. Let's find a little bit of a shake and a bounce through the body. So you could just bend your knees, bend and straighten your knees a couple of times. You could lift and lower your heels, getting a little bit of a bounce through your body, and just try to kind of accentuate the bounce. So maybe you're kind of like lifting and lowering your shoulders. In Qigong, they like lift their hands up and just let your hands be floppy, and you just kind of like flop around like this. It's supposed to be really good for your circulation. So don't worry about it, how you look. Just get a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a flop kind of going through your body. Good. Really good for moving energy. Really good for the circulation and lymphatic system. All right. When you're ready, come on up to the top of your yoga mat. We're going to do some half sun salutations. So just planting your feet down in a comfortable distance. With an inhale, reach the arms around and up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching the arms around until the palms join at the top. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Take a clearing breath here, in through your nose. Sigh through your mouth. Let's do that again, flowing with your breath. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way back up, arms reaching around, palms join at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Clearing breath right away. Inhale through your nose. Sigh to release. Good. All right, take a little bit of space between the feet. So we're just toe heeling the feet out, maybe about hip width distance apart, maybe slightly farther apart. We're gonna do just a hint of balancing here. So I'm gonna have my hands at my heart. You can have them wherever you'd like. You could even hold on to a chair or a couch or something in front of you for help. Let's shift all the weight over to the left foot and start to find one-legged mountain pose with your right knee lifting. Breathing here. With an inhale, let's lift the arms up. Exhale, airplane pose. We're reaching that right foot back, arms reach back. We're just hanging out here for one breath in. With your exhale, step the right foot way back and down. So we end up in a high lunge. Inhale, lift the hands high, bending into that left knee. Stay here for the exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, hugging in the lower abdominal so that your core is nice and strong. 1 more breath in and breath out. With an inhale, let's see about stepping forward and bringing that right knee up with you to one-legged mountain pose. It's kind of a challenge. And then exhale, lower the right foot, lower the hands. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll try that again. Finding one-legged mountain pose on the same leg so that right knee is lifting again. Hands wherever you'd like them to be as you get started. With an inhale, let's reach the hands overhead. Exhale, airplane pose. Everything sweeps back. Take 1 breath in here. Hug those shoulder blades together behind you. With your exhale, step that right foot down to the floor. Sweep the arms around and up to your high lunge. We're here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath in. And breath out. With an inhale, step forward. See if you can bring that right knee up with you. One-legged mountain pose. And exhale, set everything down. Whew. Shake out that left leg, that standing leg. Shake out everything while you're at it. And then we'll switch sides. So eventually, bringing all your weight to that right leg. Left knee starts to lift. You can always keep your toes down on the floor. If that felt a little too hard, just kind of drag your toes down on the ground instead of lifting them up and overhead, or not overhead. that would be quite intense. All right, I'm gonna demo this other way, but feel free to do it the first way with your knee lifted, your choice. With an inhale, let's lift hands overhead. Exhale, airplane pose. One breath in here. Exhale, step that left foot to the floor. We're up on the tippy toes. Bend into that right knee. With an inhale, reach both hands high, high lunge. And exhale. One more breath in. And breath out. With an inhale, step forward. See if you can bring that left knee up with you to one-legged mountain pose. And exhale, lower your hands, lower your foot. Shake it out a little bit if you'd like. One more time on that side. Shifting the weight again to that right foot. We're still on that left leg. So find your version of one-legged mountain pose with the left knee lifting. With an inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, airplane pose. One big breath in. And exhale, step that left toes to the ground, arms sweep up. Take a big breath in. Exhale. One more breath in. And out. Inhale, step forward, bring that left knee up with you, one-legged mountain. Exhale, lower the arms, lower that foot, shake out the standing leg. Anything else? Whew. All right. Finding your footing again. Let's take an inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Stay here, widen out your footing here for ragdoll forward fold. So legs go a little wider. Find at least a micro bend of your knees, if not a very deep bend of the knees. Let your upper body hang nice and loose here, maybe finding a little bit of swaying movement or just holding steady. You can always bring your hands up onto blocks if that helps your experience here. Breathe in. Good, good. And one more breath in. And one more breath out. We're going to alternate here between a forward fold and frog pose. So I like to have my feet again kind of wide. I like to personally have my toes slightly facing out and my heels slightly facing in, because frog is sort of like a squat. So we'll give it a try a few times and you can always adjust. Also, I really love to have my blocks on the highest setting or a chair seat right in front of me. So go ahead and find that if you'd like. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, kind of coming to stand up on the tippy toes in our little squat or frog. With an inhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees, little squat. The heels are popping up though. Inhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Exhale, frog. Go ahead and keep doing this a few times. You find your pace. You might work with your breath, inhaling to fold, exhaling to squat, or you might just make up your own rules here. When you are folding, the head is going down. When you are squatting, your gaze is going to lift to straight in front of you here. Just a couple more times. Now we'll stay in our little toe squat here. So we're up on the toes still. You can either stay right here with your hands firmly planted on your blocks or chair. If you want to turn this into a toe stand, a little bit of balancing, you could try to bring one hand to, like, your right hand to your right knee, then maybe your left hand to your left knee, or hands together at your heart. If this feels like too much on the knees, that's okay. You can come up to kind of a tippy toe chair pose. We're just here for another breath in and a breath out. Plant your hands on your blocks, straighten your legs. We're coming to a halfway lift position with our hands on our blocks. And we're just gonna find a little bit of a side bend twist here. So we're just gonna start to pull that right shoulder kind of back toward your right hip. So we're kind of twisting toward the right side. And then switching sides, we're pulling the left shoulder toward the left hip, twisting, side bending toward the left. Just go ahead and do that a couple of times. So we're just kind of twisting from one side to the other. And I kind of like to bend my knee, my opposite, or my same knee. This, if you're bending toward the right, bending that right knee a little bit. And then side bending to the left, bending that left knee a little bit. Good. Coming back to the center. Let's step one foot back and then the other. And then just lower your knees right away. So we end up in a tabletop position for cat and cow. With an inhale, we'll start to lower the belly and lift the gaze and the tailbone, cow pose. And exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin, cat pose. Inhale, cow, gaze lift. Exhale, cat, rounding your spine. Keep going. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. When you've had enough of cat and cow, find your way back to extended child's pose with your knees out wide and your big toes touching behind you. You can take a moment here with your hands on the floor, or come on down to your forearms, or walk your hands to the top of the mat and then sink your head and heart toward the floor. If it ever feels like the blood is kind of rushing to your head or there's too much pressure in your head, you might try stacking your forearms and then resting your head on top of your forearms, or grabbing one of your blocks and kind of holding onto your block and then bringing your forehead to the block. It could be a nice way to get pressure out of your head if you're feeling that. And trying to breathe deep down to the belly for some diaphragmatic breath here. Through the nose, if possible. Steady the breath to steady the mind. Sometimes that works really well, but I will say not always in my experience. So maybe now is one of those moments. So practicing this mind-body connection through the breath. One more breath in. One more breath out. When you're ready, rising up to tabletop, we'll bring one leg or the knee back to the center and then the other. Walk your hands forward and then lower your belly down to the floor. Both legs are straight out behind you. You might kind of tap the top of your feet on the floor for a moment. Your hands can stay next to your chest here with your elbows hugging in. And then you could either rest your head on a block or just kind of hover it up off of the floor. Let's just bend opposite knees here. Or bend and straighten opposite knees. So just bending the right knee so the foot's hanging out in the air. And then switch so the left knee is bent and the right leg is straight. Just do that a few times. Just like you're casually kind of Pumping the feet back and forth, bending opposite knees a couple of times, and just noticing what you can feel your body doing with this. Which muscles do you feel engaging? Which joints are being used? What do your feet feel like doing as you bend and straighten opposite knees? Good. Now let's bend both knees and just let the feet sway from side to side. So letting your feet kind of twist over to the right and then over to the left a couple of times. Again, noticing where you're feeling stretch or movement or engagement. Good. And then bring your feet down to the floor, pressing the top of your feet into the mat. Let's find a couple rounds of breathing or baby cobra with breath. So with your inhale, we're lifting the heart and head, using the strength of your core and spine, muscles around the spine. And then exhale to lower down. Inhale, rising up, baby cobra. Exhaling to lower. We'll do this 3 more times, either flowing with it or staying lifted for these breaths. Your choice. Just inhaling and exhaling. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in. Breath out, lower down. With an inhale, press up to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. We have about 5 breaths here. If you wanted to explore downward dog today, I'm not going to cue it up, but now would be a good time to get into downward dog if that was something you wanted to practice today. We just have about 3 more breaths in child's pose or downward dog if you wish. That went by too fast. Let's have 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in and breath out. Come on down to hands and knees or up. And then come to a seat first. Bring those legs around. Then we're going to come down to your back. Make sure that your blocks are kind of handy. We'll bring them up to about halfway up the mat just so you have them handy. Go ahead and roll down onto your back, bringing your knees in with you when you get there. Just take a little bit of free movement, rocking, some massaging pressure around the back with special attention to your low back and your sacrum. The sacrum attaches to the pelvis, and where the bones connect, it's called the SI joint. There's 2 of them, connects on both sides of the sacrum. So those areas, just kind of massaging in there as well. If you're not one for anatomy, just know it's that very lowest part of the back. We're just kind of massaging with your weight around there. There are a lot of different nerve endings and blood vessels and fascia and muscle and all kinds of stuff there. So giving it a nice massage can be good. All right, then plant your feet on the floor here. Your arms might come out to the side for support. Press your right foot down a lot and start to lift and straighten or almost straighten that left leg. The more you're pressing down into that right foot, I think the easier it gets. Take a breath in, left foot lifting. And exhale, bend your left knee and place your left ankle on top or behind that right knee for a figure 4. Take some time settling in here. If you're feeling a good amount of sensation, just go ahead and stay. If you're looking for more sensation today, maybe using your left hand to press into your left knee. Or maybe reaching to interlace the fingers behind that right thigh or on top of the right shin. Just make sure your head and your shoulders can comfortably remain on the floor and you don't become stressed trying to reach for it. Notice your body. Try to create a sense of balance here between how much effort you're putting in and how much ease you can create. Because we do want the nervous system to be getting some soothing vibes here as well. So if we try too hard, the body sometimes reacts with a kind of the opposite effect, more clenching, gripping, protecting. So let's soften, finding that sweet spot, allowing for your body to feel safe. And you might choose different variations as time goes on. If that right foot was lifted, maybe bringing it back down to the floor. Maybe your arms want to do something else here. Just keep figuring out your way. Let's have about 1 or 2 more breaths. And if your right foot was lifted, bringing it down to the floor again soon. Keeping your legs in your figure 4 position. Let's find a little bit of twisting side to side. So letting your legs kind of twist over to the right. It can be nice to set your blocks up so you kind of have like the left foot, which is now on the right side of your body, kind of has like a landing point so you don't go too far. You could try that. And then eventually switching your twist. So you are letting your legs kind of twist and turn over toward the left. Again, maybe using one of your blocks as a stopping point. Some support there at the end. And at your own pace, just kind of rocking side to side. Again, feeling that nice massaging pressure over the sacrum area, the very low back. And if you want to get a little bit fancy with it, you could turn to look in the opposite direction that your legs are twisting. So when the legs are twisting to the right, the gaze could slowly twist to the left, and vice versa. Letting it be some nice, enjoyable movement. No force in it here. And then coming back to the center, press that right foot down as you once again lift and straighten or almost straighten that left foot. Take one last breath in, wiggle your toes. And breath out, bend your left knee, bring that left foot to the floor. Take a moment with both feet pressing down to relax the pelvis, relax your legs. Notice how different the legs might feel. We want to get that nice good feeling in the other leg, so go ahead, press down into the left foot as you straighten or almost straighten that right leg up. Take a breath in. And exhale to find figure 4, bending your right knee, placing your right ankle just behind that left knee now. And taking a moment right here to ease in. Gauging your sense of sensation here, your level of sensation. If you want to try other variations, maybe pressing the right hand into your right knee. Maybe reaching to interlace the fingers behind that left thigh. Just again, finding a place where, yeah, maybe there's a little challenge going on, but enough so that you can still like smooth out your face, like you are enjoying some kind of delicious chocolate. Just like so you look like you're having a good time. Feeling it too. Not too much effort, not too much work. Creating this nice sense of safety in the body, even pleasure, you know? Gotta enjoy things here wherever we can. Of course, changing your variations anytime you want. Maybe letting that left foot come back down to the floor if it was lifted. But we've still got time here, so just keep enjoying. And in the next breath or two, letting that left foot come to the floor if it hasn't already. And then when you're ready, starting those twists, just letting your figure four legs slide over, twist over to one side, maybe resting on those blocks if you wanted a stopping point again. And then letting them twist over to the other side. Maybe turning your gaze in the opposite direction, just like before. So when the legs are twisting to the left, maybe the gaze rolls to the right. Be in no hurry. And eventually coming back to the center, press that left foot down quite a bit as you once again straighten and lift that right leg. Take a breath in, wiggle your toes. And exhale, bend that right knee, set your right foot on the floor. Take a moment just to notice. Notice both legs, notice the pelvis. And then if there are any last movements, poses, or stretches your body is wanting now, go ahead and move into those now. Maybe a little windshield wiper action, letting the knees sway side to side. Maybe a long body stretch or a happy baby. Taking your sweet time, giving your body what it needs or wants. And then I invite you to spend a little extra time setting up your final resting pose. If you like a supported bridge pose or a any kind of restorative pose here, I might suggest grabbing a pillow or blanket just to fold a little bit, creating kind of like a strip between the shoulder blades. That could be nice today, or grabbing something to place underneath your knees so your knees can stay a little more bent than normal. I'm gonna put my blocks under my knees today and see if I can get comfy, and then lower back onto this blanket. So take your time when you're ready setting up your final resting pose. We will be here for just under 15 minutes. So make sure you're as comfy as can be as you begin. Typically, any little discomforts they usually just grow with time. So just keep adjusting and trying out some different poses until you feel super comfy. And once you're there, just double checking that you're comfortable. If anything's in question, just moving to your next variation. And once it does feel good, taking a sighing breath, signaling to your body that it's time to relax. And I will begin to name parts of your body in a very specific order. And as I do, just let your awareness linger in these areas. It is normal to drift in and out of focus here. So if you miss a couple of body parts, don't worry. Just be glad you caught your focus straying, and then see if you can come back to my words and the area of your body that I am mentioning. And the focus here will be to remain awake and aware, but kind of in this soft, almost half asleep kind of space. Some call this yoga nidra or yogic sleep, where we remain aware and awake, but sort of in this almost asleep space. So just see if you can get there today. Starting by bringing your awareness to your head, your scalp, the back of your head, your ears, around and up to your forehead, right eye, left eye, nose, mouth, tongue, chin, jaw. Become aware of your throat, your neck, right shoulder, right upper arm, right elbow, lower arm, right wrist, palm of your hand, back of your hand, each and every fingertip on your right hand. Right armpit, right side, right hip, right thigh, right knee, lower leg, right ankle, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, each and every toe of your right foot. And now bring your awareness up and over to the left shoulder, left upper arm, left elbow, lower arm, left wrist, palm of your hand, back of your hand, every fingertip on your left hand, left armpit, left side, left hip, left thigh, left knee, lower leg, left ankle, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, each and every toe on your left foot. Left foot, right foot, both feet together, right leg, left leg, both legs together, pelvis, top side of your body, back side of your body, right shoulder, left shoulder, entire torso as one. Left arm, right arm, both arms together. Back of your head, face, entire head. Feeling now your entire body at the same time. Becoming aware of just your mind. Aware of your body. Aware of your mind. Aware of the sense of air surrounding your body just outside of your skin. Resting your awareness now in the cave of your heart, the center of your chest. And please remember that you are so worthy of rest, of love, of companionship, of pleasure, of joy, just how you are here today. You don't have to change anything about yourself. You don't have to earn it. You are worthy right now. You don't have to wait to achieve anything else or change anything about yourself. You can love and choose to love yourself exactly as you are today. What would it feel like to truly love yourself right now? Even if it doesn't feel true, can you pretend that it's true here for the next few breaths? Filling yourself with love and compassion. Feel free to stay here and enjoy as long as you'd like. Eventually, when you're ready, slowly reawakening your physical body with tender movements. Maybe a soft deepening of your breath or some wiggling of fingers and toes. Continuing to move your body in nice and kind ways. Perhaps heading into a long body stretch, reaching fingers and toes in opposite directions. Maybe yawning or swallowing. And carefully rolling over onto either side, finding the fetal position with your knees slightly tucked in. Maybe your bottom arm can be your pillow. Just let yourself fully rest here with no rush to get up. Just see what it's like here on your side for at least one more breath. And then using the strength and help of your hands and arms, press your way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe keeping your eyes closed if you like. And joining hands in front of the heart. Feel free to sing or chant along with me in our closing chant, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Remembering that when we pronounce Shanti, um, it's kind of a dental T or a soft kind of a th T. So just seeing how that fits with you today. Let's take a breath in as we prepare. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Together, bringing thumbs up to third eye center and in a little gesture of gratitude if it feels right to you. Let's take a little bow forward together now. Peace. Thank you, everyone.